Hello, hello. My name is Sissy, and today I'm going to show you how to create your own custom NPCs for The Sims 2. Before we begin, let me answer the question of what NPCs does this tutorial cover? Some examples of custom NPCs that you can make with this method include those you can hire on the phone, such as maids and nannies, NPCs that provide services to your residents, like mail carriers and police officers, NPCs that provide services on community lots, such as waitstaff and cashiers, as well as other NPCs that your Sims might bump into walking around the neighborhood, or as part of everyday functions, like professors and high witches. Important to note, this method does not cover hobby instructors, garden club members, or one-of-a-kind NPCs, like Grim Reaper or Mrs. Crumplebottom. In order to create your own custom NPCs, you're going to need SimPE version 0.77.69. Keep in mind that you can have multiple versions of SimPE installed on your computer at once. You'll also need to download the Inseminator, specifically the object version. This goes in your downloads folder, and you can remove it when you're done creating your NPCs if you wish. You will also need the Sim Blender and, potentially, the Bat Box, depending on the type of NPC that you'd like to create. The final thing I'd like you to do before we begin is make a backup of your neighborhood, just in case you don't like the changes you make and you want to go back to the previous version. Now, let's get to the fun part, starting with step 1, setting up your Sims. Load up your game and identify the Sim that you want to make into an NPC. This can be a Sim that you created in Create a Sim, or a playable or townie that you want to make into an NPC. Custom NPCs can have any outfits, personality, and can even be related to other Sims in your neighborhood. You can break with some conventions, but not all. For example, changing the gender of an NPC, such as having a male nanny, or swapping adults with elders is typically fine. But keep in mind that changing the age of an NPC may cause animation or other issues. In general, I'd recommend against creating child NPCs, though you always have your neighborhood backup if you really want to try something wacky. If you're creating your own NPCs and not turning playables or townies into NPCs, once they're in the sim pin, open up your cheat menu with Control-Shift-C, and then use the Family Fund cheat to remove their money. This is Family Funds, and then the household name, the minus sign, and then the number of simoleons that they have. Now in the sim bin, they should have 0 simoleons. Move your sim or sims into a lot with an existing sim, the less the better. And then load up the lot. Once you've loaded up the lot, there are 2 optional things you can do with your sim. First, you can use the Sim Blender to remove their relationship with the existing household members. However, if you're turning a playable, a townie, or another established sim from your neighborhood into an NPC, you may not want to do this, because you want them to retain their existing relationships. However, if you're creating a completely new sim out of Create a Sim, what you can do is put down the Sim Blender, and with your future NPC selected, go to Relationships, select the other sim in the household, click Set Remove, remove Have Met. This is also useful if you're making multiple NPCs at one time, to remove their relationships with each other. The second optional thing that you can do is customize your sim further before letting them loose as an NPC. You can use the Sim Blender, Sim Manipulator, Bat Box, or other management objects to set their skills, give them badges, change their one true hobby, make them fit, assign a gender preference, etc. It's up to you if you would like to do any of these things. It just depends what you want to customize about them and what you would like the game to randomize. The last thing we need to do in-game before we head over to SimPE is give the Sims any specialty requirements that they need for the NPC type that they're going to be. If the Sim is going to be a university professor, we need to give them a university degree in their major. You can use the Bat Box to do this with your future NPC selected, clicking on the Bat Box, clicking Upgrade Sim, Pre-Uni, and then there will be a list of all of the majors. Go ahead and give them a degree in the major you would like them to be a professor of. You can test that this was successfully completed by making sure that they now have 6 want slots instead of 4. The second specialty requirement that I would like to mention is the High Witches. If you would like to make a sim a high witch, they obviously need to be a witch or a warlock of the appropriate alignment. Let's say I wanted to make Manny Cuddles the high evil witch. To turn him into an evil warlock, I would have him selected, click on the bat box, and click Make Me Witch Evil. If you wanted to make a high good witch, you would select Good. Another thing to note about making custom high witches is that only one high witch will spawn on the secret magic lots, even if you have more than one in your game. If you're making custom NPCs for a brand new neighborhood, your NPCs, of course, will be the only ones in that neighborhood. However, if you have pre-existing NPCs that you do not want to be NPCs anymore, you'll need to turn them into playables, townies, or tombstones. Your choice. Now let's move on to step 2, setting the NPC type in SimPE. Open SimPE version 0.77.69 and navigate to Tools, Neighborhood, Neighborhood Browser. Select your neighborhood and click Open. On the left-hand side, under the resource tree, click Sim Description or SDSC. Select your sim from the resource list. In the plugin view, on the bottom half of your screen, underneath your sim's headshot, there will be a drop-down which says Type. Go ahead and open that. This is where you will select the type of NPC that you would like your sim to be. Keep in mind that there are a few typos here or alternate phrasing. Just to point a few of them out, for example, there's a line for cop, whereas in The Sims 2, you typically hear the term police officer. There is also handy person, which are your repair persons, headmistress for your headmasters, dining podium person for your restaurant hosts, checkout operator for your cashiers, etc. If you can't find the name of the NPC that you're looking for because you expect one term and it may be written another way, I recommend scrolling to the top of this list and looking through them one at a time. Chances are you will be able to identify the NPC type that you're looking for just by reading through the list. I am going to make Manny Cuddles into a nanny. Once you have selected the NPC type from the drop-down list, click Fix Original GUID. You will get a text message underneath that says changes have been applied to your Sim's character file. Then on the right-hand side, click the Commit button. Then in the top, click Save. This can be done with the floppy disk icon or under File, Save. Then exit SimPE. Now let's move on to step 3, moving your sim to the NPC household. Launch your game and load into the household where your future NPC is. Then open up your buy catalog and purchase the Inseminator family tree. If you've never used the Inseminator Object Edition before and don't know where it is, click on the Electronics tab and then click All. The objects will not appear in any of the other subcategories. You must click on All in order to see them. The Inseminator family tree is the small tree in the blue vase. It says Family Tree version 2.9 for 0 simoleons. Then, with your future NPC selected, click on the Inseminator family tree, go to Remove from Household, as NPC, and click the name of your sim. You will see at this point that your NPC has been removed from your household manager list. With your household sim selected, click on the Sim Blender, go to the Teleport, clear off all non-residents, and your NPC will disappear. Be sure to save your game and test that your new custom NPC works correctly. I use the selectable NPC mod for hireable sims, so when I called to hire a nanny, you can see that Manny Cuddles now appears on the list as one of the nannies that I can hire in my neighborhood. If you found that tutorial helpful, be sure to tap that like button, and I will see you back here with another video very soon.